There we go. Hello, everybody. Stephanie here, aka Wolfpack, also with the Crafty Heifer, who is Marissa, and Tia, who we all know, both ladies we all love.
Hey everyone.
Well, at least I do.
How's everyone doing? That's right. How's everyone doing?
Doing good. Yeah, it was a good day.
Good. So I'm
Marissa had a
obviously
very
just gonna.
eventful day.
What happened today?
Yeah, I got a lot of adulting done today.
That's what I had to do. Also, I had some setbacks, and I had to do some running around. I had so you guys all know I've been talking about this for the last couple of months. I had studied to level up in my licensing at work, and just waiting on my licenses to come in from all of the states, and they weren't coming in. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And the FBI didn't get my fingerprints. So
Shoot.
I'm waiting for my. I had to do everything all over again. Yeah. So I was so upset. Not the license part. Thank the Lord.
But the fingerprint, they had
Doing the fingerprints is still.
I had to do fingerprints and still get them to the Department of Interior, the finance, Department of Finances, who handles licensing and things. So, whew. And, time is of the essence because they should have had them. They sent me a letter saying that when they opened the last set, there was nothing in there. So whenever you do FBI, because, we get certain security clearances and things. So they give you the envelope that the fingerprint cards go into. All you do is take that envelope to the post office. Some fingerprint places and insurance companies have the ability for it to send digitally. And when I had my government security level at USAA, I didn't have to touch anything. I had to go anywhere, take this here, transport that, because they were a part of the digital program. But it's okay. It's, new company, and they aren't digital. So I got to transport. So when I got to the post office today, and I was saying this has to be sent here to this address, they literally was like, well, we're going to have you handle the switching of the envelopes, because the envelope, I guess, that they give you your fingerprint cards in, it's just a regular priority. So it wasn't the overnight that it needed to be in. And I believe what occurred was when they said I needed a new envelope, they took the new envelope, put the label on, and the old envelope with the fingerprints probably got tossed because they were the wrong. So they probably did get an envelope full of nothing.
Shoot. Oh, that's
correct. But I had to, I was so every day I had to be on top of it. I had to be going in because, again, this is past due, and it's time sensitive. So wish me luck.
The
saga continue. So, adulting.
Yes.
Adulting, yeah. Mine wasn't that stressful. Like, I was just doing housework.
Right.
Oh, what is that? I don't know what that is.
No, your mama does all your housework, doesn't she?
Love her. That woman got a spot in heaven waiting on her, because I'm telling you, I don't know what it's going to be like to have to go back. But I've been spoiled these 2.5 years. Whew, yeah, I love her.
All right, y'all.
I'm slowly moving into working. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready for the tea?
I'm ready for some tea.
I'm ready to dish. I don't have a dish. That would have been ideal to have a dish at that point. Ready for some tea? Steph, you didn't. Oh, I love it. You got the dish, yeah. So, Steph, you missed last week. We had so much fun. We went past the hour.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a good time.
I think it was almost 2 hours, but we were pretty close to 2 hours.
Yes, we were. We broke it down. And we did our, initial comparison with season 1 going into season 2. And we kicked it off and we talked about our favorite dresses and some things of the air. And I would really like to kind of go back and hear just a quick take from you because we have been talking behind the scenes. I wouldn't. I don't want to miss out on some of the stuff that you want to share, maybe from the first
Sure.
two episodes, and tying it in. What do you think, Marissa?
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. Just give me 1 second. I can hear the Foster making a ruckus, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Foster
That
running
cat.
things, huh?
So we'll go ahead and say hello,
So-
Eve, and Ruby Q is here, and Crystal and Catherine. Hello, everyone, and whoever else is there waiting for us to do all the things. If you guys have watched the episodes, please, as we're going through, make sure you chime in, and we'll read your comments as we go because we want to know what other people think as well. But we just love Bridgerton and wanted to do something together for it.
That's right.
So
So
that's where we're at. I apologize for the look.
So I was talking to Steph the other night, and I did disclose to her that the first two episodes I was true to Tia, and I did not want to go ahead like you. And I told her I pulled a step. I was telling you you pulled a step, like how she used to do with our books.
Oh yeah.
And I did end up following in your footsteps, and I pulled a step. And I went a little further ahead than episodes 3 and 4. So
So I've seen through.
I know now. I know now why you were saying.
Oh.
Well, I won't be, disclosing anything, but I do know why you were asking, about what I hoped, certain characters would, go on to do and things like that. So if I'm a little leaning back in things, it's because I pulled a step and I went all the way.
So Steph, tell us what episode you're on.
Okay, so I do have a little tiny confession.
She pulled a step.
When episode 4 got done, and I know you ladies know because I texted both of them. I said, "What the hell just happened?" Because that's not in the book. And I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, and then, I'm like, okay. So I did pause it because Netflix automatically says next episode. So I did pause it. I'm like, what the hell did I just watch? I'm like, that's no. And I'm like,
she was flipping out.
I have to be good. I'm trying to be good, right?
You became Steph. You became a Steph.
I hit play, but I did stop about halfway through on episode 5.
Okay.
So I did stop. I'm like, okay, I can't go any further because then I don't want to screw it up for our talk session. So I said,
yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
That's why I was trying. That's what I tried to do last week. I was good. I was so good, wasn't I, Marissa? And it made it fun though. It did. It made it fun because I got to infuse. Yep, I got to infuse little things that I hoped would go on to occur, and I had all kind of different scenarios. If you guys get a chance on the Crafty Heifer channel to watch our first laugh with me as you guys, go through the episodes to see where I was hoping that the show went. I wasn't correct, but I definitely was having fun with some of the the sideline, the Featheringtons to be, exact. I had a nice juicy storyline for them and things. So, yeah, it's unfolding. It's not going in the direction that I thought, but it's unfolding nicely. So
yes, Ruby Q. There is a whole series of books. There is a book for each Bridgerton child and some of the cousins and some of the other folks. There's some prequels and all kinds of different things. So check those out.
Like a good romance. Read the books. The books are amazing. I seriously, I read almost all of them in about 3 weeks' time. I still have to read the last book. I haven't read
Hyacinth.
Is that right, Gregory?
Hyacinth.
No, I've read Hyacinth. I haven't read the boys. The last boy.
Oh, Gregory. Because I think they got those two out of it.
Yeah, I think it's Gregory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They do have him out of order. Because he's
Yeah.
saying in the first season, I am still older than you, but you don't look
Yes.
it. And, the author didn't respect you. She put you last also.
Ruby
Yes,
Q,
So,
we'll
yes.
get into discussion
Uh,
about what the difference is in book 2 because that's why I'm
Mhm.
freaking out and a little upset because they totally changed the book.
yes.
Okay, so let's get into it. So in the third episode, we find out how the Lord Bridgerton dies. There is a plot with Penelope. There is a plot with Lady Featherington and the new Lord Featherington, who is not her husband, if you're not up to date. You get a lot of Bridgerton backstory, and there's a lot of WTF moments, is what I put as my little summary. So
What?
let's talk about it because
bedroom, so you
let's
oh my goodness.
let's
Okay.
jump.
So right off the bat,
So,
like first scene, we see how Lord Bridgerton dies.
Which is wrong.
Yes.
It is and it's not.
Not really wrong, but it's wrong.
Yes. Okay. So it is and it's not. So we have all read the books. All three of us have read the books.
Yes.
And we were really interested because the first season followed the books fairly well, right? So we were all interested.
Surprised. That's why I'm a little perturbed.
Yes. So far we are 4 episodes in, and the second season is very loosely
out of whack.
Following the second book.
Oh my
There are
God.
Out of whack.
some things that are following the book, some things that are not.
Yep.
So we see that he dies because he has basically an allergic reaction to a bee sting. Spoilers.
Yes, spoiler alert for anybody who has not watched the episodes of 3 and 4.
So in the book, he does not die. I guess it takes him longer to die than what they're showing because they talk about him dying in his bed, right?
Yep.
Obviously, from what we've seen on the show, he just like right there in the garden. Like he's done.
Right
now,
there.
Lady Bridgerton is very pregnant with Hyacinth, who is their 8th child. And we see it happen, right in front of Anthony. I don't think in the book, Anthony saw the bee sting him.
No.
They just know that's what happened, later.
Yep.
So,
because Anthony walked into the house and Daphne was crying on the stairs.
Right.
And that's when Anthony knew something was up. And when Daphne told him that Papa died, he couldn't believe her, or he didn't believe her. And then he went upstairs and found the mom.
Okay.
Do you like, so I did like that they connected emotionally him to that, because it goes on to ferret out, why he doesn't, like, he sees the suffering, and you can feel that he saw the suffering that the mom went through, all for love, and he doesn't ever want to cause someone to, so you could feel that, like the aspect of that, showing the bee sting, him dying right there instantaneously in front of him. He turned purple. I, as someone who's allergic to bees, that was like an eye opener for me. But I feel like, and I feel like it connected finally, because I gotta be honest, Anthony and this, I don't know if anybody's read the book, but I'm struggling to connect and to love him, to like him. Okay. And so that was one connection that, kind of pulled me in, was the vulnerability that he feels because he witnessed it, as far as
I do have to say they did a really good job. I will 100% agree with you. They did show the emotions between the wife and the husband of how much she totally lost it. And she did. And then even afterwards,
the suffering and the love.
Yeah, there's scenes further into throughout the whole third episode.
She's, just living day by day. It just broke my heart for her.
Yes, broke my heart for her.
There is a scene they're sitting at his memorial, and he says, I want to be untouched by heartbreak and the ravages of grief.
Yep.
And he talks about, because that's basically why he doesn't want to go into a relationship in love.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's avoiding it like the plague, is because he saw what his dad's death did to his mother. And he does not want to do that to someone else. Now, in the books, we know it's because he's convinced that he's going to die at the same age as his
Right, at the same age,
We are not really seeing that.
No, they didn't discuss, they haven't discussed that at all, just that he doesn't want to put that
someone else through that.
That anguish into that heartbreak that can happen.
Yeah.
You know, which I'm like, okay.
I think I think we have a little bit of a motivation for the way that he is avoiding Kate and why he chose Edwina. You know, he's talked about, I think he says it several times, I want an amiable wife.
Yeah.
You know, so someone easy to get along with, you know, someone that we can be friends or whatever. And they do seem to get along in a lot of ways.
They do.
But
Yep.
I also put in my notes that I think she's a little too naive and kind for him. Now, we'll get to that later on because I think I may have jumped episodes. But
no,
these were my original thoughts.
Because to me, Edwina, she see, this is another big thing that I did not agree with, is that Edwina didn't have any feelings for Anthony at all. And according to this movie, she loves him. I'm like, that's not in the book.
Yes.
She could care less. Well, I mean, she doesn't, but she doesn't. You know, and then I
think she likes him well enough. Yeah, I think she likes him well enough, but she's not like in love with him in the books.
Right.
And in the series, she's like totally infatuated with him, like totally taken in, you know, by him. And
Mr. Worse.
Yes. Okay. So
Ruby want to know about the sex. She like, shut up with all this talking. Let's get to the good stuff.
Right.
Okay, so the other thing that I did put down was Edwina is the peacemaker. She's very much a peacemaker. Yeah. Like she's the one, she's like always trying to get between her sister and Anthony, you know, she's convinced that Anthony doesn't propose the first time. And also I put the non-proposal WTF Anthony, because like when they're at dinner, they're all sitting there, the whole family, and he just like is going to do it and then doesn't do it. And everybody
if I was
knows
Kate,
that.
I would have beat his, you know what. That's the time when you beat Kate. Beat Kate. Beat his new, because I thought Kate, if you watched last week, I did think that she was a little extra, you know. And so, but this is the prime time to be extra, you know. I ought to beat his butt. Yes. What the heck was that? Don't, you know, embarrass my sister like this. You have everybody sitting around here, all the cousins and things. What's going on, you know? So we definitely would have had
I'm sure you ladies discussed this last time, is that Kate doesn't call her mom, it's Mary. And they totally she calls her mom. I'm like, she has never called her mom in the book. In the book she says Mary.
Yes.
We touched on the fact that, you know, they did bring that relationship out a little bit more. You know, I do got to be honest, on the screen it does play a little bit better. You don't want to.
I agree.
It's going to make it hard to embrace someone. You know, I mean, I just would feel a little worse for her if, you know, she was always the outskirts. She didn't feel the comfort and the love of a mom in Mary, you know. So I feel I'm okay with that change.
And I am too. I agree.
In the book. Yeah, even in the book, they do have a close relationship, and they, you know, are very respectful of each other. They love each other and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I think that's one of those things that would be hard to show on the screen because you don't get the character's thoughts on screen the way that you do in a book.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so adding the mom is a great way to just share that. You're right. You're right. But I was not upset about that.
Right. And because they've also changed the story a little bit. So you know, Lady Mary has basically married below herself, below her station, to where in the book she didn't do that. So, you know, there's a lot of that other stuff going on.
You know, all that, you know, once I kind of watched a little bit more, I'm like, Oh, now I kind of understand why they had to,
Hmm.
kind of change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, some parts I'm still struggling now. I really want to watch because I'm curious. But hi, Nana. Yes, we're discussing. It's a Netflix series called The Bridgertons. Season 2 just came out on the 25th of March. And
Last
us
Friday.
ladies
Yes.
are just watching 2 episodes, and then we're discussing the episodes per week.
Well,
This
Nana, I've been a little bad, and I pulled what's known as a Steph, and so I'm trying to rein back because I don't want to get everything confused.
right.
But
I know that's why I am really trying. I really am. But yeah, Nana, the Bridgerton is also books, and so we're kind of doing like between what the books is and what the seasons, the episodes are. So that's what's going on. But yes, the books are amazing. I'm not dissing the episodes at all. What they're doing is just very confusing because they're switching things up.
So this is basically what I put at the end of my notes after these 2 episodes. Was that it's been Shondified. So
it has
Shonda
definitely been
Rhimes
Shondified. Yes.
is known for just throwing in crazy wrenches and all of that kind of stuff. And so I just put it's just been Shondified. So basically by the end of episode 4, we're so off track. I don't know how they're going to get this to circle back around. I've really been trying to avoid spoilers and things like that. And so I'm like,
it's hard.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going to happen. But let's talk about the Pall Mall scene because I've made
That's what I was about to ask you. Yeah, you wanted to.
Listen, this is what I've been looking forward to the whole time. And they gave it to me. Like, I'm so happy with it. I'm so satisfied. It showed the competitiveness. It showed the sass. It wasn't exactly like it was in the books. Especially the ending was different.
Well, and Simon's not there either. They have, instead of Simon, they have Eloise.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
So they changed that up.
And that's okay. We all know why. That's I can handle that substitution. By the way, that baby's real damn cute. I just want y'all to know.
Oh my Lord! Yeah, that's another thing. Cute. That baby was still in her belly. She did not have that baby yet. She literally just announced. Well, not really announced it, but that's when we found out that Daphne was pregnant.
Yes, in the books.
Simon said in her delicate
condition. Yeah. But we had to,
like,
obviously.
Way, bro. To go
we know how season 1 ended, so we almost had to. Yeah,
it's not a boy; it's a girl.
That's the other thing that I had a problem with. I kept like they're saying she. Wait a minute, is that a girl? So,
I know. I'm having issues with that part because I don't think they have. I think their boy is 4th. I think, or no, 3rd. I think they have 2 girls, a boy, and a girl.
I don't remember.
Okay, I did not read those epilogues well enough.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say I didn't. I really did. Steph is all in it, boy. Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't pay the kids much. You had a kid. Woo, woo, woo. We let's move on to the next love. So
but I do agree with that scene. Yes, I thought it was very good that they put that scene. They did 100%.
They did that justice. Like, I'm happy with that scene. They did it justice. Now, one thing that I will talk about is in the books, Edwina is in the Pall Mall scene, and she enjoys it more than she appears to be enjoying it in the series. Now, I think because her motivations are different in the series, that she thinks that Kate is actually like kind of destroying her chances because of the way that she's acting. Like, she's very disapproving of the way Kate is acting, yet everyone else thinks that Edwina is actually being the wet blanket because she's not really in the spirit of it.
She's like me in that front, that is just a peacekeeper, just wants to have fun, doesn't want to diss anybody, while Kate just whoop.
Kate's in it. Like, I'm there for the win. Okay, like me and Kate, like,
whatever she can do to sabotage pizza, I am there.
Yes, and and it was brought up. Like, I did put down that she does not understand his competitiveness,
Yes.
And I think this is also the beginning of her seeing what's going on between Anthony and her sister. But I think at this point she's denying. She's like, oh, she's, just not getting along with him. She's not seeing it as them like flirting. No. She's seeing it as them not getting along.
He has not seen that. I mean, as far as I know, she has no clue that anything's going on.
She don't have no clue.
So,
just that they
see, and that's that's what I thought on my first watch, was that she didn't have a clue. But there's these little looks. And when I went back and watched it again, there's these little looks. Kind of is going, there's some looks, and I'm kind of wondering, is she starting to put it in her head? She saw it, but she's denying it. Like she's giving it an excuse.
The brothers
excusing it as something.
The brothers like Colin and I love their facial expressions. They're feeling it. They feel it. Even Daphne, she feels it. Mom. All of them. Lady Danbury, I don't understand. Somebody smacked the heck out of Edwina. I don't get what is going on,
I do. I think she sees it, but I think she is giving it an excuse as to being something else.
Okay.
Tima watched the whole episode, the whole season.
She needs to be popped. Tima, we binge watched the whole season. You did? You didn't even tell me. You didn't call me or anything, Tima. I'm upset. You need to call me. I can't wait 2 more weeks to get all of this out. I'm trying to sit back.
Don't tell us any spoilers.
I won't. Yes.
No spoilers, Tima. We're only at episode 4, so.
Yeah. So I put that down. I think she's starting to see it, but she's not. I think she's excusing it as something else. That's my opinion, because let's face it, Edwina's not stupid.
No.
She's definitely not.
She's a little bit naive. She's a little bit young.
Yes.
Inexperienced, but she's not stupid. I think she's starting to see it. Stupid.
No.
So, and we talked about this a little bit last week. We kind of touched on the difference between her innocence and her age from the book. And then we kind of, tied it into what we thought was her innocence and her age. Steph, what is your take, going through the first 4 episodes on the distinctions between Edwina from the book and, the characterization of her in the series?
I think actually they've done a really good job with Edwina. I really do like her. I don't think
said the same thing.
Really major complaints about her.
We said the same thing last week. We said we liked her. She was sweet. She's very innocent.
She's very sweet and very knowledgeable. She definitely says that she reads a ton of books, which is correct. And she wants to make sure that even her equally husband is also likes to read and stuff, not just, and she does ask the question. So I was happy about that. So far as Edwina, I'm really happy with her character in the series.
Good.
I think she's done a really good job of portraying her. Even the mom, Mary. I think that I think that actress, whoever the whole thing. I think they've done a really good job of that as well. But once again, the dog. And between the dog and Mary is
we talked about the dog too.
So they even changed that up a little bit too. So but
it's so neat that you're pointing.
That's all I can say, because that corgi is freaking adorable.
He is. Newton. It's the dog.
Newton. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little upset about how the story was going in episode 1 and 2. I wasn't exactly knowing what the hell was going on, or how they were going to keep on going with it. But as far as the characters, I have no problem with the characters. I think they're doing a good job. I guess, like I know Tia said, you're like, just keep watching it. You're okay.
You're doing fine. You're right where we were, though, isn't she?
Yeah. No, I was just getting frustrated with it,
Yes. So my thing, I still find Eloise really annoying in these 2 episodes.
Okay. Right?
I'm just girl, we get it. Like, like, we get it. Like, she wants to, do all the things, but the awkwardness, and she's just like not even trying. No. You know what I mean? Like, she's just determined to not want to do this, so she's not going to do it. And to me, it's just coming across as very one note and very annoying.
Yes, I will.
Unfortunately, yes. I like Eloise in the book.
The more they put Eloise on, the more I'm starting to dislike her. And I did not dislike her in the books. I had no problems with Eloise in the books. But they are really portraying her not Eloise. I don't know where they're going with the storyline of Eloise.
It's the whining.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm excited to see what they do with Eloise, but at this point, she's getting more. It's like, what are you doing to her storyline?
So we talked last week, and I did share that coming out of season 1, she was one of my favorite characters. And I really loved on screen Netflix, Eloise. Loved her to death. Mm-hmm. And I was, kind of anxious to see, but I didn't want them to focus on her so much. Because like you were saying, she's just too much for me right now in the series. It's like you said, all the whining. Well,
and the difference last season, she was witty and she was funny, and
where is that?
Yes,
she's got none of that.
All she's done is want to read books, complain about having to be out, cockblock her best friend from getting her articles published, even though she doesn't know she's doing it.
Right.
And but that's basically it.
He said she's cockblocking, huh? She cockblocking.
Sorry,
I love that.
Way to say that, but
it's so true. It is so true. Absolutely.
That's all we've seen this season.
Yeah,
she's not witty. She's not having good conversations with her brother. One of my favorite things last season was her and Benedict. They're out on the swings.
And on the swings. Yes, on the swings. Yes. Beautiful moment. Yes.
Yes. Yep. Good conversation, and no, none of that. Like, she's really unlikable this season, and I think that's sad. Kate in this episode. What do y'all think about Kate in these 2 episodes versus the first 2 episodes? So, like, especially Tia, because I know she said in the first 2 episodes she thought she was too much. What do you think
do like her? Well, you're starting to feel that there's a connection, and her facial expressions are starting to, to soften, and there's not so much disdain. So starting, episode 3 with explaining how Anthony came to be such a prick, because he was a prick to me. And then she was so just over the top for me. I'm like, oil and water. They don't even need to mix. Who can we remember? I was like, who can we focus on? Let's give the Featheringtons a storyline. That's literally how done I was with them, because it was too much. But I love how they opened with the bee sting. Again, that pulled me in. That connected me to why he feels the way he does, how vulnerable he is, and how he doesn't ever want someone to have that struggle, that pain. So that was an endearing quality. And like I said, I'm starting to warm up. And then her facial expressions.
The looks are starting to get a little heated.
The looks are getting heated. That moment. I'm not gonna do any spoilers because I can't remember episode it's in. But what I will say
let's talk about the not kiss.
Yeah, the not kiss. Let's talk about that.
In episode 4.
Here's my
and then Daphne sees it Daphne saw it.
And then my girl Daphne calls him a hypocrite, and I'm like, get it, girl. Get it.
Yes. Yes. I was so happy.
She was on him. She was doing this. She was doing one of those to him. What? I know you didn't. You better check yourself. Just a few short months ago. Yeah, she had her moment. My brother's granddaughter was here when I was rewatching that and says, "Well, is they gonna kiss? You sick? Stop that." Yes, she did. Well, is they gonna kiss? I was
Oh
like,
my
oh my
Right.
God,
God.
So the not
get out of
kiss,
here.
okay?
Yeah.
I think that scene, out of all the ones that we've seen so far, that scene is the most where they are like, he really likes her, he loves her, and he's starting to realize it from talks with his sister. Daphne is just calling him left, right, and center. I'm like, yes, Daphne, preach.
Yep.
Preach, girl. Because she's
Yep.
just telling him like it is. And he is really like determined on his path, because if I love her, I can't marry her.
Yeah.
Because it happens, you know,
Mm-hmm.
when I die, basically.
Yep.
So he is focused on Edwina.
Yep.
And yeah, that last scene, I was like, it's a little hot in here.
Yes.
Okay, so Ruby Q says, what about Penny? So let's talk about what's going on with the Featheringtons, because it's a
Yes.
complete and total S show.
This, yeah. Wow.
Okay, so Penelope and Madame Delacroix are now a team, and I am here for it.
Yes.
I
Like, I'm
thought
loving
that
it. It's all the
was
girl power.
genius. I love it.
Yes. Yes. So
Yeah.
we talked about, we wondered how she was going to keep getting away with,
Yes.
you know, we know that she's Lady Featherington, which you don't find out until the 4th book in the series.
Yep.
But yes, so I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Smart girl. Like, she has this face that she wears around her family, and then she has this face she wears around Eloise, and then you have the real Penny, who's the
Yep.
one you see, you know, in the accent, you know, dealing with a publisher, dealing with Madame Delacroix, like, look what I can do for you if you help me
Strong.
out. Like, issues.
Very
Yes,
strong.
I love it.
I love that
Yes.
character. I love how she goes in, she takes charge, she creates she solves her own problem, you know, and she created
Mhm.
that, you know, background and that backup. She has this whole network, you know, and she's just little Penelope. So yeah,
Mhm.
kudos to her. Kudos to her.
So, and I think what I will say that, like, I do like her for those reasons. I think that if she literally, because every time she tries to tell Colin how she feels, somebody interrupts or he leaves or something, and I'm like, girl, just seize it and do it just like you would if you were doing business. Like,
Yep.
she
I
just
agree.
keeps letting
Yep.
him walk all
But
over her.
I think it's easier when you have like the pen to paper and there's no identity, you know, connecting to it.
Mhm.
And then, you know, when it's face to face, you know, it's a little bit harder to be that strong, you know, vocal
Mhm.
heroine that she
Yep.
is for herself, you know, behind closed doors. So I'm anxious to see where that goes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes. So, okay, so let's talk about, we're going to come back to Colin and Penelope here in a minute, but let's talk about Lady Featherington and her schemes this season.
Oh my God, that female. Holy cow. Her
She
cousin.
can't help but get in her
seriously?
way.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna say this. I said it last week. I'm gonna say it this week. I really felt that I like her. I don't know why, but I do. And when I went back and watched season 1, you know, you cannot fault a woman who has children and just wants the best for her children. And she is doing everything she can in a competitive market. And they got the Bridgertons over here looking all good with their money. Hey, I want my booze. We ain't got no money. But guess what we gonna do? We gonna try and give you the best of us, you know, as much as I can. And I can respect her grind. You know, she's trying to get her babies married so that they're taken care of for the rest of their life. With that mindset, coming into season 2, I wanted her to have some passion. And I was hoping Lord Featherington was going to give it to her. So I remember, I thought that would be a good storyline. What do you think? I said,
Yeah, but Ruby Q, they're like 4th cousins, so it really doesn't even count.
it's 1814, Ruby. Come on, help me out, you know.
Yeah.
And he's on her.
14,
They married into the family. She married in. There's no like blood there. Okay, we talking passion.
Oh, that's true.
She's married in.
That
That's
is
Lord
true.
Featherington. Yeah. Male
Yeah.
heir, remember, eminent domain. We can't leave
So
property
he's
to.
related to
Yeah.
Lord Featherington, the previous Lord Featherington. Now,
Hmm.
this scheme that she has concocted, listen, nobody likes Cressida Cowper. Like, I get it. But this whole orchard compromised daughter who, that poor child.
That was the dumbest thing she
God,
could have done. It was a good idea.
she is a bless her heart walking advertisement, okay? That's all I can say. But she's concocted this thing. What is that one's name? It's not Philippa. It's
Are you talking about the other
Philippa
Prudence?
and Penelope and Prudence. Thank
Prudence.
you.
Uh-huh.
I was like, it's another P name. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, she was more original. That takes harder, more concentration than A, B, C, D, E, F. So
that's just the easy way to do a head count. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
yeah. So she did a good job.
So Prudence has gone into this scheme. That child is clueless. Catty, and we find out Lord Featherington's ruby mines are empty.
They are.
So he was going to get the Cowper because he needed the money. So now they've got to she started scheming against him. I do think he should have just told her.
That's what I said.
Be an ally. Like, she could have been a really good ally for you and steered you to someone stupid enough, because Cressida Cowper also is not stupid. She would have figured out what was happening eventually. And I think that Lady Featherington probably knows some stupid heiress that never would have caught on that he's broke and wouldn't have kicked them out.
That's what I was going to say, because Cressida would have kicked them out and would have took pleasure in it soon as they said, I do. She would have been wiggling her hands. So,
yeah.
So that was not but like you said, there's no communication. He came in, he said that he would honor the dowry, and that's really all that they, had at that moment. So what do? She's again, you got to respect her hustle, guys. Come on now. She's a mom, widowed. She got 3 girls. Well, she's trying to get her girls, taken care of and things like that.
Well, now she's down to 2 girls. So, I mean, it's not as bad.
The other one, Philip, is married now.
Philip.
Remember, she got married to.
You have to watch this show. If you've read the book. If you have not read the book, you don't need to read the books if you don't want to. The season 1 is very good. I was really happy with season 1, and then I read the book.
It gets a little steamy though. Mm-hmm.
Season 1 at the end, is very drool worthy and other things that happens.
She said drool worthy.
Oh, come on, Simon is very drool worthy.
It was educational. It was informative. It was a necessity. I will say that, and it was very informative. To put it lightly, it was very hot, but for educational purpose, think about her innocence. And think about the fact that even when I went back and watched it, I wanted to hit her mama. Girl, to tell her what's going to happen. Tell her what's going on. She don't know. She knew nothing.
You had 8 kids and you can't give your daughter a sex talk?
That's what I'm talking about. She's talking about some flowers growing up out the grass. I was like, how did I miss this the first time around? Stop it. Tell her what's going to happen. She don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Simon, because he was a true friend. Not only did he talk to her, and she had somebody that she could go to, and she told him, won't nobody tell me anything. He didn't wait until, some big epic moment. She said nobody would tell her. He told her, great friendship that flourished into love and things. So it was informative. It was necessary. It was hot, though. I was like, oh, my knees are tingling.
I'm alone.
I'm looking around, making sure I'm the only one watching.
Make sure my curtains are closed.
Let's talk about Colin's visit to Marina. So Colin
I'm just
finds
gonna.
out that Marina is. I was gonna say, let's talk about Colin's visit to Marina, because Colin finds out Marina is just down the road, and he thinks it's a good idea to go visit.
Exactly. So here's the thing. The first thing that came to my mind is, why did he think that this was a good idea? Why did he? What is going through his mind where he says she needs to see some of me? Like, is that a part of his innocence?
No, I think Colin really did love Marina.
I think he really did like her. Yes.
Yeah. Really? I think that he knew when everything happened and it came out that she was pregnant, that he was really hurt by that. And that's a lot of the reason that he left when he did. But I think he really did like her. And he really thought that they were friends.
Yep.
And I think to a certain extent, they are friends.
Yeah.
They are.
Not to the extent where, and here's the thing is, like, when he first shows up, she's happy to see him. And you can tell that, like, she's like, oh, hey, he came, to see me, this is nice. I think once her new husband came home and she figured out after hours of them geeking out together, she got real done real fast.
I was talking about olive leaves. Like, botany in Greece. I would have been like, if you don't get up out of what you come up in here for? It's hard enough for me to get them to calm down on a regular day. And now 8 hours later, we're still talking about olive leaves and Grecian leaves. Get going.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what her thoughts were, sitting in that chair at the head of the table. And you could see it all over her face.
Yep.
Now,
so
when she kicks him out, basically, she's not kind about it, but she is kind about it at the same time.
She was kind in mentioning Penelope. I thought that was a beautiful moment.
He was kind to her, through most of that. I think that she was trying to return some of that kindness to Penelope with that. And I do think in the long run, you have to, you hear the phrase, you have to be cruel to be kind.
Yep.
I think that the way that she set him down was probably one of those instances where you have to be cruel to be kind. Like, she is very much a realist. You saw it in season 1. She's like, this is what's happening. This is what I got to do. She's got the hustle just the same way as Lady Featherington does. She has made her peace with what situation she's in now. She is trying to be content with it. She thinks her husband is boring as hell, but she's trying.
She sure do.
Yep.
The biggest thing is, I think for me, the biggest thing is that he needed a shot of reality. He needed that jolt, because I don't think that there's anything or any other way that she could have said it to set him rightly on his way, other than, why'd you come here? I'm happy. This is reality. I think he felt like, I don't know what he was thinking, to be honest. She's pregnant, dude. That means she's laid up with someone else. And her gangster move was to pull you in and seduce you and try. Didn't nobody sit you down and come on now, the writing's on the wall. Let's talk about this. You're supposed to feel like, and he said that he was apologizing for saying some harsh words and things like that to her. Yes. But why was there a need to apologize? Because at the end of the day, nothing that she did or tried to, pull the scheme she tried to pull him into, that didn't, erase or anything like that. No. She still tried to accomplish that. I could see saying, oh, I see it now from your perspective. You didn't mean, no, she meant to do exactly what occurred, So I don't know. He, for me, it's just so innocent, boy. He's just so innocent, little Colin.
Yeah. So I, and the worst part is she literally told him, look in front of you. Penelope is right there. Yep. She loves you. She basically told him that. And the next time he hinted at it, he's still like,
it was like Penelope. Penelope, but are you doing okay? Sometimes you just got to give them a right hook. That's all.
Listen, he just, I don't know if he's listening. So,
okay, Marissa.
Mm-hmm.
So, mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
So, Marissa, 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 anything, and I love your take on, how the clothing and things, anything that, stands out for you, for this, especially
Okay,
with,
so I've got my list.
okay, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm here for this.
Okay, so this week I actually have some gentlemen's clothing. So
Okay.
Benedict and Colin's Pall Mall vests.
I like,
Vests
you're right.
Mhm.
love those. Absolutely love those. And then the one where Benedict is high as a kite and he's in there and he's painting with his fingers. I'm
They was
sorry, I
having a
laughed
good
so
time.
hard.
That was
It was
awesome.
like,
I love that part.
yeah, they was.
Love
Laughing
that. Okay.
I was like, oh, I want to go back and be an artist. They was having fun.
Okay.
Yes, that's.
Yes. So so Benedict's high vest is what I called it while he's just high out of his mind. It has bees on it. I don't know if y'all caught that little detail,
Mm-mm.
but all the embroidery while he's in there and he's painting it, all the embroidery on his vest are little bees.
I'm gonna have to
And
go
you get
back and look at that.
in season 1, he has a shirt that has bees embroidered into the collar as well.
Yes, he does.
So
Yep,
I have
he
those
did.
down. So he's
I like
wearing
that.
that vest, and then the 2 Pall Mall vests that Benedict and Colin are both wearing. I'm loving those.
Yep.
Edwina's Pall Mall dress, I thought was
Love that.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so
Love that.
I mean, absolutely beautiful. Kate Spencer, when she's on the patio and she's making herself the Indian tea instead of the British tea.
Yes, that's
so
good out.
Spencer is that little jacket thing that she has on over her dress.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
That one was it was a beautiful print. It was in a very bold, like purple and teal.
Mm-hmm. Purple and teal.
It was probably gold. I was kind of having I don't know if it was my TV or not, but I loved that Spencer. And then the dresses that Edwina and Kate are wearing when they're leaving. So during the proposal scene, I love the way that Edwina's had that ombre effect. And then the Spencer on that one as well, because that's just a plain purple dress, but the Spencer had that wonderful detail under the bust at the bottom of the Spencer.
At the bottom,
that had that wonderful touch. And then every gown that I saw during the ball scene, just exquisite. Like that whole everything, the way it looked all together, like the individual dresses, like the Sharmas. I don't know if you noticed they're in an ombre shades as well.
Yes, I did notice that.
Like for families, and I think that just that whole scene was just absolutely beautiful. The Bridgertons were in more of a bluish purple, color into silvers. Everyone else was in shades of pink or blush or different things like that. I love that. It was beautiful. Absolutely
very gorgeous.
I like the colorization. I do. And we talked about the colorization last week. It is eye catching and it pulls you into the scene. Definitely love it. Sets the tone and you feel like you're right there. You're excited. You're looking at the people on the screen. Yeah. And I like when something I'm watching a movie or even the description in a book, when it pulls me in and I feel like I'm there and I'm ensconced in it and stuff. So I do feel like they went all out. I'm loving the costumes. I'm loving the gentry. You can definitely see this season the gentry in place and how they are, focusing on it. It was a focus last season also, and things in honor and the duel and things. But I do love to see it in place and playing out. So.
Yeah. So the other couple of things that I wanted to point out, the house, the Aubrey Hall, their country house, that is a real house and it's called Rutham Park. So that's Wrotham. I think it's Rotham, but they said it was pronounced Rutham Park. So you can go to this place. I think it's a museum or something like that, but that was the exterior of the country house is where they shot that because my God, it's beautiful. Like just
that house was,
The interiors were shot somewhere else, but the exterior shots and all that stuff were shot there. When Kate and Anthony are dancing, when Edwina asks Anthony to dance with Kate to get to get her permission, that scene, the song that they're dancing to is I joke that it's my theme song. It is a song called "Dancing on My Own," and the chorus is, "I'm in the corner. Why can't you see me?" Oh, dang it. I forgot it. It's something basically, person is standing in the corner. They are watching the person that they love. That person does not see them at all. And here I am dancing on my own. So in a room full of people, dancing on my own. And so that's basically what the song is. So I didn't know if anybody else would recognize it, but I love that song. And then can we talk about the scene?
Which one?
Where Lady Bridgerton is listening at the door in the library to Daphne and Anthony, and Lady Danbury is upstairs listening to the girls, and then they're like peeking over the stairs.
I absolutely loved that freaking scene.
Yes.
I thought that was, oh my God, yes. I thought that was fantastic.
And then Eloise comes through and she's like, "Do I want to know?" And she looks at it. She's like, "I don't want to know." She just keeps
I don't want to know.
She's like, "Nope, don't want to know."
I know.
So yeah. And then I did put one more note, and it was the bangs are back. So we know one of my pet from last season was Daphne's little wispy, whatever, not bang thing that was. Now, to be fair, the bangs are back, but they're not bad. Or not as bad as they were.
No, they were better this time.
Yeah.
Well, she's not the focus anymore either.
No.
Yeah.
So we don't have to see them as much. I do think the wigs are a little bit better. I did notice that there is, like Eloise's hair is not as, I would want to just, girl, sit still. Let Tia help.
I did not enjoy her hairstyle
all the time.
No.
Yeah, like, do something with it, like, pin
it up. Thank you.
It does not look good down on her. Well, I mean, what's with the straight hair? They didn't have straight hair back then. It was curled up and pinned back with a bonnet because you could not
something over it.
There was you could not show your hair. So why does she have her? Okay, I get it. They don't want to wear bonnets. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But do something with the hair that's pulled back from her face. Not hanging straight down her face because it looks horrid.
Yes, even Daphne's Wendy lookalike thing where she has that one one ponytail that's curled hanging over her shoulder, and she looks like Wendy from Peter Pan. Even that was better than Eloise's hair just hanging there all the time.
I just want to sit her down and So
like, at least pull it. Like, she wasn't that bad in first season, was she?
It was it was worse, I think. I'm not sure. It looked like, I mean, it just looks like there's space between your actual hair and this hair, and that makes it look worse. But you can, if you observe the time.
That actress, that's her actual hair. Penelope's
they gotta pin it up there. Well, pin it up then. Put it up, put it up into a pin, and, and do what you're supposed to do, because the hair is giving me problems.
It's like they didn't even try. Like, did she just totally skip the makeup trailer?
She had to, and it's 1814,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 1814.
Yeah. Edwina's hair is beautiful.
Exactly.
Hair is beautiful. Everybody else in the series, their hair is fixed. It is beautiful.
Except for Eloise. Why?
And
why you won't observe?
The only thing I can think of is another way for them to try to make that character
rebel. Rebel.
Rebel. But it just it's not going to come across that way. You know what I mean? It's like she can't
more the whining.
For her maid to do her hair, Like,
Yep,
sit there
it's
and read
more
your
of the
book.
whining.
Mm-hmm.
So the hair is one of the biggest issues, and the second is for me, and she was my favorite, but yeah, she is definitely whining this season,
Mm-hmm.
and give her some purpose, But that's what
Mm-hmm.
she whining about. She don't have none, Then
Yeah.
find a purpose,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I would go everywhere with my brothers. I got my own built-in escort, do something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, they wouldn't take her everywhere, but they would, her and Benedict could go hang out and be
Benedict
okay.
would.
Oh
Benedict
my
would
gosh.
take her.
Benedict would
Yeah.
take her under his wing because he's branching out as well as becoming an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because he doesn't have that restrictions that Anthony has.
It's
So
great.
Right.
Benedict can do whatever he wants to do.
Yep. It's
Same
great
with
to
Colin.
be.
All the boys, all the brothers can do whatever they want, which is another thing, the female, and I think that's why, Eloise kind of does branch out and is a little bit different. Because she doesn't want to, that's, she, like,
Yeah.
first season, she's told Daphne, I see her, or no, was that with Benedict? I think that was with Benedict in their tree conversation, was that I watched Daphne get ready for hours to prepare herself to be in the judge, to be judged for every little thing that she needs to do. And she's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want that. That's not me. And we all understood that. We got that. And that is Eloise.
Mm-hmm.
But this season, they've totally, I don't know. Like, we've already discussed it. They've totally changed her.
They've made her unlikable.
Yes.
Very
and in the book,
and
she's very likable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, so going forward, which we've all read forward, so I don't even know that we should do this.
So should we just end it and say we'll talk about season or episode 5 and 6 next week?
Oh yeah. So
I do want to hear where you hope that the characters go, because we did end last week with that, and then also where Marissa hopes to, because you're on 6, right? You just got up to 6.
Yes.
And then you're almost at 6 also, so you're about at the same spot. Yeah, let's see, where do you, Marissa, hope to see some of these storylines go?
I cannot predict at this point what's going to happen because I've seen through episode 6. Next week is going to be
the talk.
We have a lot to talk about next week.
Next week gonna be the talk.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a lot of strong feelings about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
have a lot of strong feelings about episodes 5 and 6.
Yeah, I haven't finished episode 5. I'm about halfway through, and I finally did end it. But yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. You guys, we are going to be meeting up next week on my channel.
Yes.
So are we gonna go Saturday morning or Saturday evening?
I have retreat next weekend.
You ain't coming next weekend?
Yeah, so y'all can either do it without me, or we were thinking maybe do it on Wednesday.
Oh, this Wednesday.
Okay.
All right, Wednesday it is, guys. Make sure you tune in. We are going to be covering Bridgerton Season 2, Episodes 5 and 6 on Tia's Crazy Craft Addiction. So make sure you guys bring your diamond painting. It's going to be fun, definitely. While I'm going to be honest, though. It's hard for me to sit here and do anything when I'm looking up at this point. But it is giving me life. I try to change things up a little bit. I put my little iPad down here, and I thought, it would be less than trying to look up here. But I'm just looking at the iPad.
So
do want.
Listen, okay, Shonda, I don't know if you'll ever watch this, but I'm gonna need you to do it by the book, please, because this is not what
a little closer. Yeah, a little closer. I am interested to see how some of the other storylines wrap up, but we talked about that last week, how they were already starting to touch on certain things and they were already incorrect when they were touching on certain things. So,
well, and I don't mind them moving things up because, between a book and a TV show, you have to have more perspectives in a TV show. Otherwise, it's a very boring storyline. If they do it exactly how it goes, and it's not an epic long book. These books are like 300 pages. Like they're not,
lengthy,
not like Potter books or whatever. So I understand why they're putting in these different perspectives. I even understand kind of where they've changed these storylines a little bit. I just really hope, knowing Shonda, not that she does not amazing and hasn't done amazing things, but she gets a little off the rails sometimes, and I'm gonna need her to pull it back. Like,
please, just put a little bit in. If it's too far. Yeah, if it's too far, if the adaptation just goes way, like you said, off the rails and things like that, you kind of lose me, and then you have me, like I said last week, I'm trying to figure out where we going with all of these nuances that were created even in season 1 and how they're going to tie them all back together to get back on track and get back in line with the storylines that unfolded in the book. So it'll be interesting, definitely.
Now, some good news. Seasons 3 and 4 have already been confirmed.
Yay!
Okay.
It has already been renewed for season 3 and season 4.
Perfect.
Because I'm going, what are we going to do, though?
Are we waiting as long, though? Is it going to be a whole year?
I think it probably will be, because the production of these takes a very long time. Now, this season, you have to remember, they started last April. So April of 21, they started filming. And then they got shut down for like a month and a half because the cast and crew kept getting COVID. And they were like super COVID restricted. There were some places they couldn't go to, or they could only have so many people there. So I think that's why we're not seeing as many scenes with lots and lots of people. Just because like last season there was 5 or 6 different balls.
Man, that's what I need. I need more balls. I need more just excess on the dress and more opportunities to ooh and ah. Everybody needs their moment, even the men. When I went back to watch Simon and Daphne's wedding, the velour jacket that he had on at Velvet, I loved it. And I was like, wow, how did I miss this the first time around? Yeah, the collar, I loved all of that. So I need everybody to have a moment. The men also, everybody need that Cinderella moment where you at the top of the stairs and you about to descend upon the ball and all eyes here, and I like that. I love to see that moment. And then as they come down, just like our diamond paintings, when that light hits and you see the little sparkle and the reflection come and you, ooh, I like that. I love that.
The one dress that I saw really do that would be the Sharma's ballroom scene dresses. Especially Kate's. Edwina's not so much. I think hers was more of a embroidered, but Kate's definitely had some sparkles on it. Lady Mary's definitely had some sparkles on it. Lady Danbury, that red on red, I was like, get it, girl.
Oh my God.
Yes. Now that was all gorgeous dress. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So now, she must be picking out her own.
This year, this season, I have not been as impressed with Lady Danbury's dresses as I was last season. There were several of hers last season that I was like, I absolutely loved. And this season, they kind of just seem to be kind of blah for her.
Yep.
And I don't know if that was a purposeful way to let the other ladies stand out. Sorry, the other ladies stand out. Or if I'm just not as impressed this season. I don't know. But just a little note that I was thinking of. But that red dress was a good dress.
Yes.
Oh my God, that red dress was
stood out.
And I love that she's out there cheering them on during Pall Mall. She's like, shoot it!
So what? Yes. So
totally agree. And the Queen's hair, yes. The Queen's hair. Holy crap. Yeah. her
dressing,
hair.
Big.
the dress out of date still irritates me. We talked about it last week. I can't handle it. So we're not going to make predictions, but we are going to come back with you guys on Wednesday for episodes 5 and 6.
Yep.
And yeah, we're gonna have strong opinions.
Yes.
This is the show you don't want to miss because it, tackles the heart of the storylines and the plot. So make sure you guys tune in, get your tea and your dishes together, because we're gonna spill the tea.
We're gonna spill the
It'll
tea
be.
and dish the
Yes.
Well, I love that her dish matches. I gotta get me a matching dish. Where your dish
I
at?
know.
Okay, so I actually was gonna send you guys a teacup and saucer set, but they're all $20 a piece. So I'm sorry I can't afford that right now.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's okay.
Thanks for the thought, though. I appreciate that.
Exactly. Thank you so
I
much.
looked it up. I had them picked out and everything. Like Tia's was green and it has butterflies, and Steph's is pink.
Aww.
And it's got flowers. Yeah, like
Oh,
we might get them at some point. So we also need to talk about the Gilded Age. So I know that Tia and I have watched it.
Love that show. I love it.
They got renewed for season 2.
I told you if you need to watch through mine, let me know. But I love it, and it's 6 years after they started to bring over the Statue of Liberty. And they are in New York high society. And when I tell you it gives you what you're missing from Bridgerton. It definitely gives you what you're missing. And I love it. Yeah. I love it.
So it's the later Victorian period. So I think the show is 1882. And the Gilded Age was basically the late 1870s through to pretty much about World War One. We're talking Astors and Vanderbilts and J.P. Morgan Chase and those names that we still know today that were
old money,
super filthy, mega rich, like people had never been rich before. The robber barons, the oil barons, all of those kinds of people. And old money New York versus new money New York. The costumes are
divine.
Yes, they are divine. They're mind-blowing, and it's all the hats that you could possibly want. So the Gilded Age is another one Tia and I have both watched. It is another one that we recommend for you guys. There's a lot going on. There is a companion podcast that HBO sponsored. They describe what was actually going on in New York. They talked to cast and crew. There's an Eli sighting. They talk to the cast and crew. They have interviews with them about their characters. They talk about the places that they filmed. And so a lot of the filming was done in Newport. And a lot of those Gilded Age mansions, I think there's 8 or 9 of them that are still standing in Newport, and the Newport Preservation Society takes care of them. And if you get on to the Newport Preservation Society's page, you can take virtual 3D tours of some of them.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely have to try that. Yes,
go and see some of those mansions. You can go and take 3D tours of them. So I went through last week when I had some free time and did some of the tours of some of them. Not all of them have it, but a lot of them do. So I definitely recommend, if you do watch the Gilded Age, listen to the podcast because it gives you a lot of the history behind it. It talks about how the characters are loosely based off of some people. Some of them are straight out of history. It talks about the mansions, the people that built those mansions, all of those different types of things, what was happening in society at the time. It really ties it all in for you. And then go and take your tours and actually see some of these mansions that have been preserved, because there's this one and it's called Marble House, and literally the entire house is marble.
That sounds gorgeous.
Like, we're talking about a 20-room mansion.
Oh my gosh.
Made of
marble.
Okay.
Wow.
The stairs,
marble.
Outside, the floors, like
Wow.
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Imagine who got to
So-
clean that.
Right?
Mop them
And that
floors,
is
sweeping.
you can take a tour of that one online.
I'm gonna have to go and
see,
check that out.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
but
All right,
we will-
yes. So I do have both
we'll
of
be
you
back.
ladies' channels in my description.
Make sure you guys post the thumbs up.
Yes, yeah. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. But yes, so
Appreciate
we
it.
will be live next time on Wednesday on Tia's channel to discuss episode 5 and 6. Yeah, that's gonna be a long one too, I think.
Mhm.
But yes, so thank you all so much for watching and joining, and even on the replay, because I'm sure we'll get quite a few people on watching
Yeah.
the replay. So, but yes, so Wednesday, what is that? April
Is that the
6th. Yep. So April
it?
6th at what time, Tia? 9:30 Central?
9? I start at 9. 7 my
Okay.
time is 9 Central. Yeah.
Okay, so 9 Central
9
time.
Central.
Yep. Going on over on Tia's channel, and you'll see us live once again. But thanks for all. Thank you so much for joining
Bye,
us, chat,
guys.
and hope you all have a great day.
Bye guys. Bye.
Bye.